Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Dorish, and I'm here to tell you about an amazing book called Mr. Terupt Falls Again by Rob Bouye. This is the sequel to the Nutmeg-nominated book Because of Mr. Terupt. It's hard to compete with the original, and I would definitely recommend reading the first book before this one. Mr. Terupt Falls Again is a fantastic follow-up. Many of the questions we were left hanging with in the first book get answered here. But instead of me telling you more about it, I'll let the characters tell you. Hi, I'm Mr. Terupt. I don't narrate this story, but I want to tell you a little about me and the last book I was in, called Because of Mr. Terupt. I was a new teacher at Snow Hill School last year, and my 5th graders kept me busy. We did several fun projects and began to get to know one another. I have an interesting mix of students, especially the 7 who narrate both books. We were having a lot of fun together in 5th grade, until a tragic accident put me in the hospital in a coma for several months. I had to have brain surgery and missed the last 4 months of school. The good news is that I am back, teaching 6th grade, and I have the same class. I have a few secrets about my personal life that will be uncovered in Mr. Terupt Falls Again. Why didn't any family members visit me in the hospital? Am I 100% recovered? Or is my injury going to affect me forever? You will have to read this book to find out these answers and many more. Hey, I'm Peter. Well, basically I'm the class clown. I like to have a good time and play pranks on my classmates. But last year all my pranks caught up with me, and I put my teacher in a coma. I didn't mean to. Things got out of control. I blamed myself for a long time, and after the accident I became invisible to my classmates, which was okay with me. I wanted to be invisible. But then Mr. Terupt came out of the coma, and I found out I would get him for 6th grade. My plan is to fail 6th grade this year. I have to keep an eye on him. I certainly can't go to the private school that is far away from here that my family wants me to go to. Has Mr. Terupt's accident changed me? Am I still the class clown and prankster I was in the first book? You will have to read this book to find out. I'm Lexi, and I'm like the coolest and hottest member of Mr. Terupt's class. Last year I was like kind of mean. I called Danielle fat, and I wasn't nice to Anna or Jessica. I like to start girl wars. Mr. Terupt tried to talk to me, but I just got mad at him. After his accident, I changed, and now I'm nice. I'm in 6th grade now, and I just want to be grown up. My mom works all the time, and my dad left us. I got tired of being lonely. Then I met these high school kids who hang out in an abandoned house. I felt like so mature hanging out with them. They taught me how to dress, but sometimes I wasn't comfortable with what they wanted me to do. Will hanging out with them change me back into mean Lexi? Will I get in over my head? You'll have to read this book to find out the answers. I'm Anna. I like to think that I pick up on a lot of things just by watching and staying quiet. My mom and I usually keep to ourselves. She had me when she was really young, and I never knew my dad. My mom's parents basically disowned her when she got pregnant with me, and a lot of other people judged her, including Danielle's parents and grandparents. I used to enjoy being invisible in school, but Mr. Terupt wouldn't let me. His accident helped to change things in so many ways. Now that I'm in 6th grade, Danielle and I have become good friends, and her parents are much more accepting of me. I'm happy to have Mr. Terupt back, but 6th grade has brought about its own challenges. Is Mr. Terupt really okay? Will I ever find out about my father? You have to read the book to find out the answers to these questions and much more about me. Hey, I'm Jeffrey. Up until last year, I hated school. I did the least amount of work possible. My home life was just as bad. My older brother Michael died a few years ago, which totally sucked for many reasons. One of those reasons was that my parents had hoped I'd be a bone marrow match for my brother. I was, but it was too late, and he died anyway. Then my parents just shut down, and I lived in a house of silence. Who knew that Mr. T could change my life? Having him as a teacher made school fun. But then the accident happened and everything went wrong. Luckily, he ended up okay, and we got to have a do-over and have him again. I thought that would be the best part of 6th grade. Little did I know that my home life would change drastically after I discovered an abandoned baby on my way to school. What happens to that baby? How did this discovery change my life? You will have to read this book to find out. Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm the new kid at Snow Hill School. I moved from California at the start of 5th grade after my mom and dad got divorced. A lot of kids have divorced parents, but my situation became worse when my dad just shut me out of his life. Luckily, I had Mr. Terupt, and he became a man in my life I could count on. He made school fun, and I met some good friends in 5th grade. The accident shocked us all, and it changed us. But in the end, we got everything back, and we came through it as better people. I can see all this because I am pretty perceptive. 6th grade started out great. We were all together again. One day, Mr. Terupt shocked us with a big surprise. None of us saw it coming, but we were excited to be a part of it. What is this big surprise? Will I reunite with my dad? Read this book and you may find out the answers. I'm Luke, and people probably call me the class brain. I like to learn and I'm curious. Sometimes that curiosity backfires, like the plant experiment. Mr. Terupt was pretty cool about that, but I should have seen that as a sign that maybe he gave us too much freedom. The accident happened soon after. Luckily, Mr. Terupt was okay, and we all got to be together in 6th grade. Things are great in 6th grade. I went to this awesome camp over the summer. I am definitely the one who has to keep things in line this year, but I am noticing some very strange things about Mr. Terupt. He's had some dizzy spells. I decided to research brain injuries for a project he assigned to us, and I don't like the things I uncovered in my research. Is Mr. Terupt really okay? Should I tell someone about his dizzy spells? Of course, by now you know that to find out the answers to these questions, you have to read this book. Hi, my name is Danielle, and I live on a farm with my mom, dad, my older brother Charlie, and my grandparents. I guess I would say that I'm not a very strong person emotionally. I'm also overweight, and I'm sure that doesn't help my confidence. But Mr. Terupt always makes me feel special, just like he does everybody. When the accident happened, I tried to get my grandma to pray for him, but she didn't get why he was so important to us. With or without her prayers, Mr. Terupt made it out of his coma. Now we're in 6th grade, and we get to have Mr. Terupt again. I also get to be friends with Anna, even though my grandparents still don't really like it. Another big thing that happened this year is that I started developing in ways I wasn't quite ready to. I don't want to grow up too fast. The other thing that's different is that a strange man was walking around on our farm, and ever since, my family has been acting really odd. Who is this man? And why is he a threat to my family? I'm going to get to the bottom of this, and if you also want to do that, you have to read this book. So now you know a little more about this great book and the characters in it. There are a lot of unanswered questions. The only way to find out the answers is to read Mr. Terupt Falls Again by Rabouillet. I know you won't be disappointed if you do. I'd like to thank the following students for giving their free time to create the fantastic drawings you saw in this book trailer. Thanks to Andrew, Nicole, Angel, Caroline, Mirren, Kamoy, Nadia, and Katie.